888-888-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating
and electrical.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. 93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers likely this afternoon, otherwise cloudy and breezy. The high around 51. Tonight, showers likely, the low around 44. And tomorrow, showers likely in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy, the high near 62. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Step into the Octagon if you dare. This is Lionheart Live with former UFC light heavyweight Anthony Lionheart Smith on 93.7 The Ticket. Lionheart Live is sponsored by Canopy Street Market, located at the corner of South Canopy and N Streets in the Haymarket. Here is your host, Anthony Lionheart Smith.
Welcome to it on a Wednesday, cloudy Wednesday. In Lincoln, he is in Omaha, being authentically him. We bring him in, but first we will invite you into the conversation. 402-464-5685, Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline, but on the big code. He's the cheat code to what really is going on behind the scenes, and there's lots of transition and change happening in mixed martial arts. He's a big part of it. He is also in training himself. Got a little event going on the month of April. Let's bring him in. He is Lionheart Anthony Smith. Brother, what's good?
DP, what is up, dude? I feel like we broke up and we're back together again.
No, we ain't going nowhere.
It feels like it's been forever, just with all the different sports and basketball and high school basketball, and just a lot happening, a lot of travel. We're back though.
Yeah, back on tour. One question for you and then for Bach. But Bach first. Bach, question, kind sir. How the heck are you?
I can't complain. The weather's a little bit worse today, but that's okay. We can fight through it.
Okay. We just want to make sure you're all right. You good? How's mama?
Doing well. We got our date planned. We're gonna have a C-section. So
okay. So you know when you're gonna do this. When does family member edition show?
Should be July 1st.
Okay.
Man, you got to push that to the 26th.
That's gonna be a long wait.
That would be.
Anthony's the 26th. I'm the 28th.
I don't think it's gonna happen, guys.
So Bach hates us. He didn't miss us at all.
He doesn't love us at all. Out loud, like he had a chance to bring the
moved
new
our friendship in a really great direction there, but
right.
all right. If your wife hates me too, that's good. Only 3 more weeks.
Yeah, it's only 3 weeks.
I can put in a request, but I don't know. I don't have much power in this one. I don't think.
Yeah, you don't got much say in this one.
How about that? Yeah, that tells me. Yeah, it's authentic. Yeah, this is how I know it's real. Bach just told the absolute truth. Got no say so. Lionheart, how are you, bro? What's going on? You're on the clock as well.
Yeah. I'm I'm not having a C-section on July 1st.
Let's hope not.
So that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm training, man. I've been busting my butt, and we're on short time now. I head out to Chicago tomorrow. Ariah's team is playing in Chicago, so we're still going to go out there and watch. So that's cool. Get to go travel all the way to Chicago, watch my kid not play. That's cool. That sucks. I did buy her a car today, though. It's getting delivered today, so that's cool.
Means she's getting older, bro.
It's crazy, man. I can't believe I got one that drives.
She's getting older, which means you're getting old too. But
no, not me. Maybe you.
No,
you for sure.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've been old. I've been old. I'm sitting at the head of the table. Like I have fully accepted. I'm officially the old dude all the time.
The head of the table. See, I go to the couch.
Yeah, head of
Give
it.
me a TV tray.
Hey man, listen, I'm you can tell me whether it's Al Bundy, Archie Bunker, George W., however you sit on the couch, that's how I'm sitting these days. That's how I'm getting down. Like I don't need nobody talk to me, give me food. Let me use this remote. Leave me alone. I'm watching UFC. This is an interesting time.
Okay.
For UFC, and over the course of the 2 hours, we'll try to get to a lot of the things that are in play, but that's really hard to do because there's so much going on. So we always say instead of the GPS, we have to go back to say how we got to where we are. And you are fighting in April where?
In the Dominican Republic.
And when do you take off for said event?
A week from yesterday.
A week from yesterday.
A week from yesterday.
And then how do you feel?
I feel great. I feel really good. It's almost a bit nerve-wracking, if I'm being honest, because there's no pressure at all. Like there's no pressure. I just don't feel like I'm about to go fight. And I think that's the whole idea, right? That's the whole reason I did this, is because it's fun. And I don't have the pressure that comes along with a UFC fight. Not that the fight's any easier, but the pressure around it is different.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I just get to go. And, I feel like I've gotten better. I've learned some things. And being at this heavier weight class, I feel like I'm better. Like I'm not, I don't know. I think I move better when I'm larger. As weird as that sounds, I'm just more athletic and agile. So I don't know. It's been fun. It's been a fun transition. I'm having a good time. Except for the soreness and stuff, like at night.
Yeah.
I actually had this conversation last night. I was sitting there, and I was just talking to Michaela. I'm like, when I retired, I was like, man, I'm really gonna miss this. And like you just talk about the things you're gonna miss. You don't really talk about the things that you're not gonna miss.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't miss the soreness for sure.
Yeah, because this is a different battle. This is a different type of battle, and there are different invoices that come due.
Yeah, for sure.
In the space. So through that, and with your eyes on in full the mixed martial arts game, specifically UFC. Last week was an interesting week, and for a variety of reasons, of how the UFC is constantly changing, and somebody used the word evolving as a part of the constant state of mixed martial arts, that it's always evolving, constantly evolving. Legends get chased, new icons are formed, the moments change, right? The style of the type of moments change. Last week's UFC card had so many moments that were so unique. Like, you would think that it's really hard to see new things in the UFC, but we're seeing new things all the time.
What are you speaking of specifically?
Well, my eyes were drawn to one, that if you tell me in the retirement phase of fighting, right? Tributes. These are almost tribute fights, right? Mm-hmm. That, okay, we're gonna let you go out as you've earned the right to go out as you want to go out. And then to have them happen in the hometowns, which is a different evolution, right? Because given that you would have had yours at, at the center in Omaha, right?
Right.
Like you just said, okay. But to be able to do that, and rightfully so, that you have fighters who went through the Ultimate Fighter early phases who are now retiring. You have fighters who came through Dana White's Contender Series, who's now contending for titles and winning them. And then you're having legends being chased down by people who've been watching and stalking these legends for years. So take your pick. I don't know. I'll ask you what the headline for the state of the UFC. What was the headline from last week's fight card? Was it Macy? Was it Pfeiffer? Was it Michael? Was it what was it?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and maybe it's because I'm so close to it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see anything out of the ordinary.
That's why you're here.
Alexa Grasso she's been sleeping chicks like that for a long time. And listen, go back to the first Macy Barber Alexa Grasso fight. Macy didn't fight for like a year after that because she had such a bad concussion.
Yeah.
Alexa Grasso rattled her brains inside of her skull way back then. So I wasn't shocked by that result. And stylistically, it's a nightmare matchup for Macy Barber. I don't know that Macy Barber could beat every other girl in the division and go on and win a title. I don't think she'll ever beat Alexa Grasso, though.
That's literally my next question. That sometimes the style is the thing, right?
That's most of the time. It's Macy's style compared to Alexa Grasso. She's just a nightmare matchup. There is no safe space for Macy. Because like go back and look at Macy when she fought the real cute Brazilian. What was her name? It's gonna drive me crazy. Anyways, she fought the Brazilian girl, nasty jiu-jitsu player, multiple time world champion grappler, but not the best striker in the world. So what does Macy go in and do? What is Macy best at?
Yeah.
She creates chaos. She makes it ugly. She gets in people's faces. She's aggressive. She throws caution to the wind. She's good in the clinch. If she can get a takedown, she's good on the ground. But like she doesn't want to take down a multiple time Brazilian jiu-jitsu world champion. So she just fights her in the clinch and gets mean and nasty about it. Well, like of course that's going to work against a grappler because they don't want to be in that space. And then she runs into someone like Alexa Grasso, who fights really well at distance. She's a great kicker. She's a phenomenal boxer, though, and fights really well on the inside. So if you're Macy Barber, what do you want to do? You want to try to take down Alexa Grasso? Good luck with that. How many times was Valentina Shevchenko successful at that?
Right.
About 30% of the time. And she shot 20 takedowns in the 2 fights. She got a very small percentage of them. So Macy's not, unless you think Macy's better than Shevchenko.
Well,
she's a fraction of the striker. So Alexa Grasso's nasty on the inside. She's great at distance. She kicks well. She's a really, really phenomenal inside boxer. She punches in combination. She's hard to take down, and she's got a good jiu-jitsu game. Where does someone with the skill set of Macy Barber beat Alexa Grasso? The answer is nowhere. She's knocking out grapplers. She's knocking out wrestlers. She's knocking out striker. She can't beat her.
Would it be a more competitive fight if Macy fought Shevchenko?
She would be more competitive with Valentina Shevchenko.
Isn't that just spectacular?
Would she beat her? I don't know. But would she would be significantly more competitive than she would be against Alexa Grasso.
Yeah, because that's why people were getting hyped about the idea. It was saying we're not going to give you this fight unless you kill the ghost, right? Which is really hard to do, to kill a ghost. Ghost, sorry, it's not really how it's built. And we were looking forward to it. And I think the veracity of the finish.
Yeah, I think that it just looked a lot more brutal. Because think about this: had she dropped her the way that she did and then just walked off, then Macy's kind of just laying there. You know what I mean, like a normal TKO.
Yeah.
But Alexa Grasso, when that girl smells blood in the water, whoo!
Bach, have you
She's
seen
a dog on a bone, and you can't get her off.
When we go to the break, I'm going to need for you. You can do it now. I need for you to pull up the finish between Macy Barber and Grasso from Saturday. And it doesn't take the clip's not long.
No, but it's the killer instinct, the finishing instinct that's in Alexa Grasso. That's that Mexican fighting spirit that you can't teach. As soon as Macy went down, she hit her with another 2-piece and then strapped on that choke, and it was done. Macy was out before she even got the choke on.
We left it. Here's the thing. And I could not recall another, and I'm sure it's happened, but I'm asking you if you can recall. I can't recall the UFC cameras or the cameras focusing on a knocked out fighter like it did Macy.
You don't want to see a dead body?
But
That's what it looked like.
Lionheart, listen.
You better pan that camera away from me. Man. I got kids and stuff. You better pan that thing away from me.
Like that, no matter what she does in her whole career, past or future, she will be forever remembered. Like, I can't think
she could win the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's going to be the cover photo.
That's the photo. Like, look where she came from. She was almost dead. Like, and listen, I've seen people snatch necks before. I'm not sure I've seen anybody snatch a neck the way Grasso snatched her neck.
The only fastest I've ever seen is her versus Valentina. Alexa Grasso, she gets to the back and on that neck quick. I'm telling you, she is a dog on a bone, and you ain't getting it back. That was impressive. But again, I wasn't that surprised. Like, I wasn't surprised by her winning. I wasn't surprised by her knocking her out, because that she almost did in the first fight. Alexa got tired whooping on Macy, and Macy just took it, but she had some real serious concussion issues after that. So I already knew that was going to be in Macy's head. Like, that girl changed how you lived your life for like 8 months.
Yeah. Well, it happened again. This is
Like
when this thing happens.
And Macy wasn't right for a while after the first fight. So I don't know why you want to do that again.
Well, you saw
because there's some dudes you don't want to fight again. Even there's two guys that I beat, that I finished, that I don't want to fight again. It just wasn't fun. There's nothing fun about it.
Who were the two?
Volkan Ozdemir.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight that guy again. I got the win. I'm out. It was hard enough.
Dude.
It was hard. And then there was a guy that nobody knows about. His name is Lucas St. Clair. It's like one of the hardest fights I've ever been in my whole life. This dude signed the contract in jail on the res.
Hello.
He got out like the day before. He got out of jail the day of weigh-ins. He signed the contract in jail. He got out of jail. I wish I was joking, guys. I'm not kidding. And got out the day of weigh-ins, made weight, and I'm telling you, DP, it was one of the hardest fights I've ever been in my whole life. This guy could fight, bro.
Good.
He could fight. He'd been in there for a minute too. Like, it wasn't like he did like 7 days or something. Like, he did like 6 months in like county. Like, he had been there for a minute.
He jail yard training it for you.
He's fresh out, and it was hard, bro. It was a hard fight. I ended up catching him in an armbar, but then afterwards, this is funny. I tell this story all the time. Afterwards, we're hanging out. He was cool, you know, he's just a real cool native dude. We're chit chatting afterwards. So, hey man, you want to have a couple beers or whatever? And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm down. And so he was like, well, I'll meet you back at the hotel. I kind of drag my feet, taking my time getting there. You know, I go get paid. I go into my hotel. You know, this is like some BS regional scene show. Like, I might have made like $1,000 or something. So not like they're putting us in nice hotels, right? It's like a Motel 6.
Yeah.
And I swipe my card in the thing. I open the door, and he's already in my room. He's already in my room, and he's got a bunch of dudes with him, and they're just partying. Like, it got really weird. Like, there's some stuff I probably can't talk about on the radio.
Yeah.
It got weird. Like, they were in there partying weird. They already had girls in there and stuff, and they were like in the bathroom with them, and like there was drugs, and it was nuts. It was nuts. It was absolutely insane. I was like freshly 21, and it was a good time. And I never figured out how he got into my room. But then he got kind of drunk and then drop kicked the window AC unit. We're on like the 4th story, and he drop kicked the window AC unit right out of the window. Like, the dude was insane.
This is so good.
It's
a good thing you didn't see this before the fight, right? Like,
do what?
It's a good thing you didn't know this about him before the fight.
Yeah, no kidding. I might have not fought him. This guy was insane. This dude was insane. He was tough, dude. Man, he was tough too.
Like, he's looking at you like real fresh meat, bro.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, you ain't even. Oh, you didn't just come from jail? Nah, dog. No, I've been training." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna smoke this dude." Yeah, right.
Oh no!
Yeah, right. That was hard.
Bach, come on.
He came up to me right now. I don't think the dude ever fought. He only fought like a couple more times after that, I think. If he came up to me right now and wanted to fight, I'd be like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I did that one time. Got out with a W, and I'm gonna keep it that way."
Hey, never gonna go through. There's so much to talk about on that card. We talk about the life outside of the Octagon and how it impacts what happens in it and why it gives importance to what's in it. And Joe Pyfer is a story. You did a great job on your podcast talking to him. You did a great job with he and Michael both. That the story behind the fighter, and things that people go through, the process, right? The struggles. This is not a sport where people are walking into it in favor, right? You're not living this regal life and then all of a sudden decide you want to become a gladiator.
No, it wasn't. We didn't become fighters because, like, I'm just not stimulated enough by medical school. You know, like my 6-figure job, my cushy stay-at-home job. It just, you know, I just don't feel like I'm getting enough out of life. I think I'm going to go be a UFC fighter. Usually, it's our only option.
and that is the thing. And because of that, then you're left available to some less than ideal situations, circumstances. And then your ability, the things that you find in you to get through that stuff can either determine how high you go or how far you're dragged down. And I think that's an interesting place. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Pfeiffer. I want you to give the folks some hindsight to who the man is. We'll get into, again, we have a full 2 hours. We'll get to what it means to Israel Adesanya, what it means to Pfeiffer to have the result that they had. But how they got there is maybe one of the greater stories, in the fact that in all the trials and tribulations, they're great victories, and they're personal victories, and every fighter has them. But we have reason to talk about Michael and Joe this week. We will do that. Lionheart Smith, Bach DP, Lionheart Live when we come back.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to power your progress, so you can give everything you've got, all for just 1 cent down. Whether you want to get the most out of our best-in-class equipment or go all in with free fitness training, our trainers are ready to help you get stronger than ever before. Take your workout to the next level at Planet Fitness. Join the club today for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front of the line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing.
And electrical.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I Parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I Parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myinspartners.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney location. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Time to go back into the Lion's Den. This is Lionheart Live with your host, Anthony Smith.
Welcome back to Lionheart Live. Shout out to Marcy Haas. 3 things about Marcy for delivering, dropping off, feeding the gang today, Anthony. But that's hey, I have to shout her out. And
I love her.
Yeah, you gotta get to Lincoln. That's all.
I know it. I know. I got hung up. I was
breakfast.
Yeah, I got hung up.
She does breakfast now.
Does she?
She does breakfast now. Yeah, it's a full. Yeah, it's a full-on thing.
It's a thing.
Full-on thing. So, pretty interesting. Again, and the story that is told about the UFC and mixed martial arts in general, but fighting sports tend to be, used to, they say, it was a regal sport, but no. Gladiators back through time have to go through some things, and to end up in that space, in the Coliseum, in the Octagon, you have to go through some things. And it's the stuff you go through that makes how high you can go in this sport, how much you achieve, how much. That's how it matters to know. Not only are you getting through what you got through, and you're getting through some stuff that most people would crumble under, but you're using that as leverage to get greater and to find a thing, and then you hone art skills, and then you do the personality profiles and figure out, here are the things I need to remove from my life, and here are the things I need to do. Tell the folks, Pfeiffer has the opportunity, right? That he gets in, he goes through the regional stuff, he gets on Dana White's Contender Series, you go through that, Then you get into the UFC, and then you end up fighting with the opportunity to fight a legend. But before that, you have to get through some things. You have to go through some things. You had an opportunity to sit down with him for your podcast. What did you learn? What did you discover?
Well, so I had started talking to Joe Pyfer shortly after he got signed. Dean Thomas is really fond of him. So, I wanted to get to know him. So I'd interviewed him a couple times. Dean and I had him on the radio show a few times. And he was an interesting cat, man. He really was. He's really been through it. He had a real rough upbringing. Not a very good childhood. He had some abuse and not a lot of parental guidance and leadership. I think his dad was real bad to him. It just wasn't great. So then as he's kind of worked his way through his career, and we talked a bit about this the other day, that he was just angry, man. Like, you remember when the Mexico City thing happened, when he got sick and people, they started calling him Salty Joe, and he was just so angry at the whole world. And to be fair, a couple weeks ago, we brought him on the post show to interview him leading up to the fight with Israel Adesanya. And so when they told me, like, hey, we're going to interview Joe Pyfer, DP, my initial reaction to the producers was, I don't want to interview him. And they said, well, why not? I said, he's so damn angry all the time. Anytime you talk to him about fighting, or he's at an event, or anything in this space, he's just so angry and so abrasive. And a lot of times he'll, like, depending on the scenario, like, he'll take the question as if you're offending him. Like, he just, and I understood it, because I knew, I'd had conversations with him about his upbringing and how he got here. And so he just had it rough, bro. He had it really rough. And so he's created this, I don't know, it's not like it's like a defense mechanism. Like, he's created this armor around him to protect himself. And we're in this weird sport where a lot of the things that make us so successful as professional fighters in the UFC at a high level, specifically if you're in the top 10, the things that make you so successful there, those traits, those personality characteristics, are incredible in this space. But they'll also make the rest of your life a living hell. It's a give and a take. Like, everyone's sitting at home and watching on TV, and your management team and your coaches and your team and the UFC brass, like, they look at you like, wow, this guy's really gifted. He's really gifted. Look at his mindset. He can go through anything. This guy will never quit. He'll just take him through hell and he'll walk right back through it. Yeah, how do you think we got like that? We weren't born that way. We were calloused over time and pain and trauma. Like, the reason we are that way is because fighting is one of the easiest things that we have been through. Most of us have been in much worse places in our head than you could ever take us in a fight. So one of the issues, we become really hard to live with, because we're being praised for being flawed, if that makes any sense. So you're being put up on a pedestal, and now all these things that everyone told you when you were younger were absolutely terrible personality traits. Now you're making an absolute fortune for having it. But that's only when you're at work. The rest of your personal life still ends up in shambles. Your friendships, your relationships, your business partnerships, like, a lot of that, if you can't figure out how to deal with it and how to change some of that, it's like you have this thing, this anger, this demon, this whatever you have that you're fighting with that drives you to be so successful, is necessary. You have to have it or you won't make it. The problem is having that will in turn wreck the rest of your life if you don't manage it. It's this weird balance where you have to have it, but as you mature and you start to figure out who you are as a person, like, you have to be able to check that and figure out the rest and how to get the rest of the way as a functioning member of society.
Yeah.
But when you're young and you're trying to figure it out, you're just surviving, DP. You're just trying to figure out how to get to the next day. And Pyfer is going through that right now, where whatever he had going on, and that rock hard like exterior that he had to have to survive and even make it through his childhood and then find his way into this MMA space. He needed that. He wouldn't have been here without it. So I do feel for him, because now, you know, in his personal life, now people are like, you know, on the media, they're making fun of him. They call him Salty Joe, and he's so angry all the time, and nobody wants to talk to him, and they don't want to interview him because he's so mad. Well, if that's what's happening out in front of you, what do you think's happening behind closed doors? His relationships are falling apart. People are having a hard time being around him, because and it's not his fault. He hadn't gotten to a place where he'd figured out how to evolve. I struggled with it too, and I still do at times. So, you know, he was about to lose his long-term relationship. He had some addictive qualities. He was doing things he wasn't supposed to be doing. It sounds like he was kind of stepping out on his wife or his girlfriend, and she's a woman of faith, and so he gave him a shot, and he has gone down this faith-based journey and kind of following God, and it's been a very quick, very drastic change for him, but it seemed very genuine, and it seemed like he needed kind of a Hail Mary and needed something to fix his life, and he turned to the Bible, and for some people it's the Bible, some people it's different hobbies, for some people it's spirituality, some people it's religion, it whatever it is. A lot of us need something, and he found that something, and he was very candid. He was very open in his conversations. He was very honest about what he was doing wrong, and you know, there was a bit where I think he's protecting her, where he doesn't want to come completely out and say what he did, but you could read between the lines and figure it out. But I think that was more out of respect for his partner and less about trying to hide what he did, because it sounds like he wants to be as honest as possible. He's just found this new lease on life, and part of the issue that I ran into is when you're trying to fix a lot of those, I don't know, those detrimental qualities, and you're trying to balance it and you're trying to manage it. What happens sometimes, at least for me, is that you start to lose your killer instinct a little bit in the fight game. Like, it really started happening for me when I started having kids. I struggled a lot with that balance of, I've been this absolute savage who's just been, my only job has been to just break whatever's in front of me, and then we'll give you more money if you do that. Like, that's how you operate. I just need to break that person as much as possible, because I'll make more money the worse that I hurt them, and then they'll pay me more for the next one if the people enjoyed watching it. And so, like, you're just in this real messed up mindset. Well, then I started having kids and was trying to fix my life, and I wasn't a great person. I wasn't a great partner. I wasn't a great boyfriend. I wasn't any of that stuff before, because I was just chasing this thing, and all those negative qualities were coming out. Then I started having kids, and I didn't do well with the balance of, like, how am I supposed to, like, I'm holding this baby and, like, feeding this little tiny human that I'm responsible for, and you can't help but be loving and soft and caring, and it, like, kind of softens you a little bit. And then, like, I'm doing that on Wednesday, and then Saturday I'm supposed to be walking in a pay-per-view. Like, I couldn't turn it on and off as well. So, and it just takes time. It takes time, and it seems like Joe is doing a good job. Because he fought like an absolute monster, but he's softening a little bit, and he's kind of digging into his feelings and his religion and his faith and his love, and whatever he's doing, he needs to keep doing it.
Yeah, it showed up. And again,
sorry, that was a lot longer than I thought.
No, but that's why I asked the question, because I knew there's some depth to it. And as we spread this out over 2 hours, there's several points to be made. You highlighted the fact that the thing that makes you a killer in the octagon and out of the octagon, because you have to be that at practice, at training camp, at workouts, the entire time. Like, for every day is a process of having a killer that you either control or unleash on a daily basis. And that part of you is an asset for you. It is the thing that when people talk about Lionheart, they're not talking about you with your Lionheart Cubs. They're talking about you in the octagon against other vicious men. Like, that's the big part of it. As you said, corralling that, getting control over it, and am I wrong in saying that you don't always want to control it? You need
No,
the fact
you
that
don't.
this thing can show up in unexpected places.
Yeah. You some of it has to be uncontrolled. It has to be instinctual. That's the beauty in it. Is that that's why not everybody can do this. Are there fantastic athletes out there that could technically do the things that we do? For sure. You could teach anybody that's got any athletic ability to do what we do. How come everyone doesn't do it then? Because it's not about the physical part of it. It's about who you are inside. It's about who you are deep in your chest and who you are up in your head. Like, you have to be a little bit unhinged and a tad bit uncontrollable. And most athletes aren't like that. Like, you couldn't bring a basketball player in. Name a basketball player that's been successful in MMA that's made the transition. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They're just different humans. You have to be a tad bit, just by instinct and by nature, a bit uncontrollable. And then when things around you start to be a little more controlled, that's where the mess comes in a little bit. That's where the balance gets messed up. Like, I'm in training camp. So, like, when Araya was born, I'm in training camp. How am I, like, if you think about where I was at and all this trauma and all those things I went through and this demon that I had to create inside my head just to survive and make it to that very point. And then you throw in this baby where I'm in more love with this thing that I didn't even think was possible. And now I'm changing a diaper. Say it's a Tuesday. I'm changing a diaper and I'm like dressing this tiny little human that kind of looks like me. And then I put it in, I put this baby in her little sleeper and I swaddle it and I rock it to bed. And then I put her down in her crib and then I go to practice to go try to like take out my training partners at a sparring day. Like, at noon, I'm doing that with a baby. And at 1:30, I'm supposed to just completely switch and be a savage. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It takes a minute. It takes practice to figure out how to turn that on and turn it off.
Pretty amazing that and it's in all sports that football players go through. We talk to Husker athletes, and that's a big part, right, of separating the athlete and the things that you have to do as the athlete, things you have to do as an academic, and then the things that you have to do.
Like, how is AJ Ferrari supposed to be getting ready for the NCAAs? Like, you got practice in the morning, and you're just ripping someone's head off. You guys are go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Just trying to take everyone to the deep end and drown them. And then in like an hour later, you're supposed to be in like microbiology, writing a paper. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's in the thing. It is a part of the deal. Anthony Lionheart Smith from the text line. Lionheart, anyway, can I get an autographed picture from you? What would you suggest to people that have that question?
Can they get it? Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
What
next
would
time
be the easiest, most direct way to get that done?
You know what I'll do next time I'm in studio, which is not going to be next week, but the week after.
Yep.
I will bring a stack of like some autographed pictures and posters that I have, and I'll leave them up at the radio station.
Yep. The text goes further. It says, I want to say this better. It's for his daughter. She went to state wrestling in her first year as a sophomore, and questions her skill set. She wrestled like you, full all heart, and it would be for his daughter. So,
well, make sure you text in her name, but I'll sign it personally to her, and I'll leave it at the radio station, not next week, but the week after. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Of course you can.
Right.
Of course you can. And everybody, we all question our skill set. That's not just her. Sometimes I'll be on this show and questioning it. Like, I don't even know if I belong here.
No, yeah, you do. Greatly appreciate it. We'll take a second break. Short segment coming up. We'll get into again the depth of life outside of the octagon, outside of the sport. That's the thing that matters. Lionheart, Bach, DP. We'll be right back.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. MMA is back this Saturday with VFL 6 Spring Session at the Complex. Lincoln's best amateur and professional MMA fighters will display their best performances, headlined by a welterweight bout between Trayson Havel and Ezra Dozier. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can also get pay-per-view streaming. Enjoy the atmosphere and festivities, which are second to none. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday, April 4th for VFL 6 at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
In communities like ours, local relationships still matter. At Insight Partners, we believe we are better together. That's why insurance agencies across the Midwest have joined Insight Partners to better serve local customers and communities with all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myinspartners.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, showers likely this afternoon, otherwise cloudy and breezy, the high around 51. Tonight, showers likely, the low around 44. And tomorrow, showers likely in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy, the high near 62. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
This is Grant Wister. I spent a lot of years trusting teammates to do their job so I could do mine. That's the same thing I wanted to build with Champ Roofing, a group you can just trust to handle it. Roof damage, siding, gutters, inspections, and repairs, we cover it all. Headquartered in Lincoln, but serving the whole state. Champ Roofing is your choice for premium roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit champ-roofing.com or call 402-858-7449.
Time to go back into the Lion's Den. This is Lionheart Live with your host, Anthony Smith.
Lionheart live on a Wednesday. Busyness. We were talking about Joe Pfeiffer, and the reason why it resonates and is that it's apex is when you've had the moment where you take down a legend. You take down a legend, and it's meaningful because you're not talking about the lowest level of a fighter. You're talking about a legend. What does it mean? So when you get your 2 wins over former champions, what does it do for your career? We don't have time. We're going to take a break and then come back to it. But I want to set the table. What happens to a fighter personally, right? So what it did for you when you get the 2 wins over former champions, and then what it does for you in business.
Well, personally, it essentially just proves everything that you thought was correct. Like, you always think, like, I think I can beat the best guys in the world. I think I can beat these former champions. I think I'm that good. But then you get the opportunity to finally fight one, and then you do, and you're like, wow, I was right. It's just like a tangible feeling. Like, I actually am as good as I think I am. It's just proof, like, you always know it, but like, there's no way to prove it until you actually do it. And then in terms of your career, it puts you on a totally different trajectory. Now you're in the top of the rankings. Now you've beat someone that's world-class, that's held a world title. In turn, you're good enough to be a champion. And then now you're going to get treated as such. There's good things and bad things that come with that. Love Michael Chiesa. Had pretty favorable matchmaking, though, towards the end of his career, because he never fought for a title. He was never hanging out in the top 5. Mm-hmm. So he wasn't held responsible to always fight the best guys in the world. Right. Once you start knocking off those type of guys and you hang around in the top 5 for a while, there's no more easy fights. There's no more layups. There is no going backwards at all.
So there's value in being in the top 15, but there's also value in not being in.
There's value at staying 10 to 15 for sure.
There's a nice long run.
You stay unranked just outside of the rankings, you're going to live a good life.
Right. Like there's a lot to be employed. We'll talk about it because I think some of it is pay. Some of it is resource, right? The way you're able to build camps, the way you're able to feed yourself, the way you're able to take care of your family, how you live, where you live, all those things in play, access to the UFC Performance Center, all of those things, right? All of those things. So, Lionheart, we'll take another break, top of the hour. We'll get into that. And you mentioned Michael Chiesa. It's such a great story. I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm supposed to be unbiased, but I smiled so hard for him.
I was happy for him too.
Like, so we'll have that discussion. He gets to retire at home to go through that. But I want to talk about when you beat the former champions, how it changed your life. How it changed your life. What is happening now for Joe Pfeiffer this week that didn't happen a week ago? What changes can he now make? We know that I'll ask you, what percentage of fighters on the UFC roster have another job? And when they stop having another job, all of those things in play. Lionheart live on a Wednesday on the Ticket.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
MMA is back this Saturday with VFL 6 spring session at the complex. Lincoln's best amateur and professional MMA fighters will display their best performances, headlined by a welterweight bout between Trayson Havel and Ezra Dozier. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can also get pay-per-view streaming. Enjoy the atmosphere and festivities, which are second to none. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday, April 4th for VFL 6 at the complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Be sure to check out the all-new Fizzy Cuts. Fizzy Cuts helps to build and protect lean muscle while reducing body fat. Fizzy Cuts is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Fizzy Cuts can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For more info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at gohogwild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Step into the Octagon if you dare. This is Lionheart Live with former UFC light heavyweight Anthony Lionheart Smith on 93.7 The Ticket. Lionheart Live is sponsored by Canopy Street Market, located at the corner of South Canopy and M Streets in the Haymarket. Here is your host, Anthony Lionheart Smith.
Hour number 2, Lionheart Live on a Wednesday, 93.7 The Ticket. 402-464-5685 is the text line. Hit us with a WhatsApp, and we will include you in the show. Crowbait says, I'm excited. We're going 2 hours today. Yep, Anthony Lionheart Smith on a Wednesday. 2 hours in the space. Yeah, that text. We will shout out young Jillian, who we're connecting. And Anthony, thank you for being who you are to listeners and fans all over the place. Eric chimes in with this. Mental toughness is huge in all combat sports, but he also says, Mr. Smith, hello, Mr. Smith. We're glad that you're back on the airwaves.
I'm glad to be back. You know, I met one of the texters in Grand Island.
Right?
I was there. Little Adley was wrestling at State, and he came up, and I think it was in Grand Island. I think that's where it was. But yeah, he came up and chit-chatted, and remember he told me his name?
Yeah.
On the text line, but I don't remember it now. I get punched in the head a lot, so I got a bad memory. The CTE is strong in me.
right. Like we have to remember that. My brother, he and I had 2 full conversations, and then at the end of the second conversation, I asked him to repeat a thing that he started the first conversation with, and he just looked at me with a straight face. He goes, "Oh yeah, I remember the night you carried 30 times against Yorktown. You were concussed." And I went, fair.
Fair.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah, I don't remember everything as I should.
No.
Bravo to that. It is. We sent Bach down the rabbit hole to find your guy, St. Clair. Bach found him.
Barney.
He found him. Bach found him.
Yeah.
Bach found him. So we're gonna press that clip and get up in there, right? So. Barney says got to meet Anthony at the USA Wrestling state tournament. Nice guy.
He was a very nice guy.
He
He's a
was
nice
talking about
fella.
you. He was talking about you.
Oh, I know. I was just saying, Barney was a nice guy. We got to chit chat a little bit. And
Question for you.
Okay.
And Ridge Lovett brought it up, but
was he want to fight?
No, he wants to call state wrestling with you next year.
He should. I think I don't know. Yes, of course I'm down with that. I don't know why we wouldn't.
I have to ask. I make no assumption.
Yeah, of
You're
course
a busy man. Like you're going to, you're fighting people all over the world. You're still broadcasting all over the world. I can make no assumption.
Yeah, I would love to do that, especially with Ridge. I would love that. Would be an honor.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we're going to end up doing.
I thought he was trying to fight me.
No. That's Big Papa Cam. Big Papa Cam. Camden McDaniel. He's young.
I do owe him a few rounds.
Yeah, he's young and full, and they said get him to practice. And I said,
listen, I'll give him the hardest 2 minutes of his life. Now after that, you got to remember he's young and he's in his prime. But if it's a 2-minute round, I'm taking that round.
Have you set up camps, like workout camps, training camps?
What do you mean?
Like for people that would want to get trained by you?
No, I never have. No, they
Is
just got
that
to show up. They just they just got to listen. I do it different than a lot of people. At the end of the day, I have no desire to start a gym.
Okay.
And a lot of that is because I don't want to be handcuffed to it. And I don't want to DP, I already drug myself out of the gutter.
Yeah.
From absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And scratched and clawed and climbed my way to where I am now. There's nothing in me that wants to go back there to do it with somebody else. And maybe that sounds selfish, but the guys that have already been with me, that supported me and were with me along the way and came in on my journey, I'll see those guys through. And if there's someone like a McDaniel or AJ or someone who's already really talented, and then you can just add some things and make them great and you just help them build their game, I'm totally down to do that. But in terms of being like a full-time head coach for someone's career, I can't do it. But if they wanted to show up to the gym and they wanted to learn some stuff, or me go there and they wanted to learn some stuff, absolutely, I would totally do that.
Okay.
And I'm just so busy. Like I'm coaching wrestling, and that's kind of become my thing with little Adley, and then chasing these girls around, playing volleyball. I'm just busy.
Busy boy. It's a thing.
Crazy.
It's
part of me like thinks like, I wish I just had like a 8 to 5.
Well, no, you joke. You and I have joked about the future partnership, and it's funny. I'll say this to you publicly. That Becky was like, "Yeah, tell Anthony that partnership thing seems more and more likely," and I kept going.
She wants out.
No, her thing is okay. So you'll appreciate this. She just thinks that you and I would enjoy it more than she and I enjoy it.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
like, because
I could see that
you would do some things with it that maybe she wouldn't do. Like you would take it into wrestling and mixed martial arts and all that sort of that sort of thing, and then you would use it as a space because 48 fighters who would love to have their own radio show under your umbrella, right?
Oh, for sure.
Right. So that was the conversation.
Yeah, especially if we can take some of those like national.
That would there you have it.
See, it would be popular locally for sure, but there's people across the country that would love to hear these conversations.
That would be.
Could you imagine having 2 hours a week of, I don't know, Chiesa?
Absolutely.
Chiesa's got a fantastic.
Oprah's in it. Odie Osborne's back in it. Randy Brown's back in it.
Randy Brown's show would be incredible.
Right, that you go through, and that it's the full network, right? All under one umbrella, all under Lionheart Radio.
I'm saying, I don't know what we're waiting on, for being honest.
Wait, I'll tell you honestly when we get off air.
Okay. Okay. That'll work. It sounds like we having a business meeting.
You know that settlement check.
Yeah, we just waiting on the check.
Wait, bro. As soon as you get that UFC settlement check, we will have the contract ready.
Let's go.
Let's go. Like I thought about. Here's the thing. Until they told me that I may have to. I'm gonna have to have surgery on my knee again. And it may be a rush. I was gonna make the trip to the bare knuckle fight like that. I that literally was gonna be the plan.
When's surgery?
Yeah, a couple of years ago I tore the meniscus in my right knee. They removed most of it. They left enough just so that it wasn't just bone on bone. I rushed the rehab. To be in an event, right? Stubborn.
Weird.
But I didn't finish the rehab, and then of course the invoice comes due. That okay, if you do it right the first time, you don't have to do it second time.
Yeah.
So you got to do it second time, and then the spinal fusion thing. There is a secondary procedure that needs to be done. So sometime over the next 4 months leading up to football season, I will have both of these procedures and be down for whatever periods of time there are.
Well, looks like I'm running this ship now, listeners. Looks like I'm running this ship now.
Listen, and here's your right hand.
If you think Bach was gonna work there still when you get back, you'll show back up and you'll be like, "Who's this?" Like, that's Bach's replacement. That guy was a homeless guy like 2 weeks ago.
We have a whole different group of guys. Oh man, it would be crazy.
I'm just kidding, Bach. You know I wouldn't fire you. I just like doing this crap.
Look, Bach has outlasted everybody. He and Jake, like they were like, oh, these Pearsons come in here. Bach and Jake are the ones that have out. They've outlasted.
I don't know. Wait till I get that gavel. We'll see. We'll see which one of them last.
They say outplay, outlast, outsurvive.
These Pearsons just came in here and they just laid waste to everybody.
We didn't. We just set a new standard, and not everybody wants to work harder, bro.
That's true.
Like,
that's true. That's my problem with Bach.
It'll be
sending me this link like 3 minutes before we're live.
That is a Bach thing. That
he
is
actually, to be fair, I'm just kidding. He actually did send it way early today.
Today was better,
yeah.
Listen, the guy's about to have a baby. He can keep it. He got another year left, I suppose.
Right. We'll keep him, man. He's got more reason to show up.
But it's for the baby.
Yeah, that's
for the baby. That's not for him.
Bach will be on time. He got an extra bill.
Oh, I'm gonna be late, but Bach better be on time.
Right? How about that? So there's lots in this space. The retirement phase of it, and again, it's fighters who help build this thing that is the UFC. Kind of the core story of the folks who go through their friction, their struggles, and in the minds of fight fans, it's these people, these overnight success stories, but they're not. They're not. Cancer was right. You fought in some really bad places in order to get where you are. You had to go through the story, and that was part of the charm. Was that Lionheart fought in some places like he's fighting in Hyatt Hotel ballrooms, bro. This is not.
Oh no, that was nice. Those were the nice ones, DP. I fought in strip clubs. I fought in country bars where there's literal people riding mechanical bulls while I'm fighting. The judges are blowing cigarette smoke into the cage. That's how bad it was. You could still smoke in these places where I was fighting at. I fought in I'm not talking Lancaster Event Center. I'm talking barns with dirt floors with nothing over top of them. Like you walked through an actual barn door to get in. These aren't like, I'm not talking like this is like a real fancy place where you would have like a wedding reception that kind of looks like a barn. Yeah. It's an actual barn. Like they took the cattle out and the livestock to put the cage in. I fought in some horrific places.
Like, do people think about the glamour?
Look, Eric says, does Anthony remember Carter Lake? The Shea Paris? Is that what I think he's talking about? The Shea Paris in Carter Lake? And absolutely. I fought at the Chez Paris in Carter Lake, Iowa. It's not even there anymore. If I remember right, I think the Chez Paris got flooded and torn down. But that place was a dumpster fire.
Well, are there so how many fights in Nebraska proper?
Me?
Yeah.
As a pro, like 4 or 5, maybe 6. Well, no, maybe 10. Maybe 10. As an amateur, most of them. Like 20, probably.
Just various places. And where were these amateur fights in the state?
Oh man, they were at they started out at the South Sokol. Not Sokol Auditorium, like the South Sokol, little tiny little hole in the wall place. I don't even know if it's still there anymore, but in that place, and honestly, I had some of the most fun at that place. Because it was fresh, it was new. There was a lot of gang activity, a lot of sketchy characters. But it was cool. Everyone was cool, everyone was great. We were just there to fight. And then that show moved from there to the Chez Paris in Carter Lake. Eric says, "Yup, my buddy fought on the same card as you there." That would have I mean, he's talking. Eric just took us back to like probably 07.
Yeah, because you fought St. Clair in 2010. So
yeah, and I would already been a pro for 2 years then.
Do you count all of the amateur? What defines the line between your amateur fights and your pro fights? It's not just being paid, because there were times you were under contract that you didn't get paid.
Yeah.
How do you define of the 60 fights that they identify as pro fights? What do you identify?
Those were the ones where I was contracted to be paid.
Okay.
Amateur fights, it's actually illegal to get paid. But back when I was fighting as an amateur, there wasn't any. The athletic commission didn't oversee or sanction MMA. There was no athletic commission in Iowa. There was no athletic commission in South Dakota. I don't think there was one in Missouri. So like in our like kind of local area, there wasn't a real distinction between amateurs and pros. So like my second to last amateur fight was against Chuck Parmalee. Chuck Parmalee was like 36-6 as a pro, but back then there was no athletic commission, so pros could go and fight at amateur shows and just fight for free if they just wanted to beat up some amateurs. Yeah. So I lost to Chuck Parmalee in my second to last amateur fight. It was a close fight, but I lost, and then fought one more time as an amateur, and then fought Chuck Parmalee in my pro debut and beat him. But the first Chuck Parmalee fight on some records, if you go look, is a pro fight. Like Dave Moran, I fought as an amateur, but counted as a pro fight because he was a pro. So it gets kind of weird there. So like my record isn't actually correct. I believe I'm like 40 on my actual record. I think I'm like 40-15. But some of those, like, there's a few pro losses that I took as an amateur that count early.
Some of those janky.
Yeah, and it was kind of a messed up deal. Like Curtis Johnson, I fought him twice as an amateur, and he'd been a pro for like 5 years before that. And then I fought him once when I was an actual pro. So I'm like 3-0 versus Curtis Johnson, but like only one of them was an actual pro fight, but actually all three of them count. It was a weird deal. Back in the day, it was a weird deal. You couldn't possibly do that now, but then it was easy.
You went through the process of going amateur to pro, and then you immediately started to identify the legends at the top of the weight classes you were fighting in as the target, right? Because that's the measuring stick. You're not measuring yourself. I heard Chuck Liddell say he wasn't around. It wasn't a thing long enough for him to target anybody. He came in and created the target, and then people chased him. And then he realized how many people were climbing up the hill to get him, like to get him. And if they could remember enough to beat the people in front of them, they got to him. Like in order to take their shot at the king, they had to go through this thing. Who was that for you? Who did you target early?
It was always Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always Anderson. By the time that was like the UFC was my goal, because I'd fought it for a little while and didn't really know what I was doing in terms of like what my goals were. But once I had like established like, okay, this is what I'm doing, Anderson was the target.
And was your style crafted and built around, you know what, if I get the shot, I'm going to have a plan for what's
for sure. For sure.
And then,
yeah, I always thought like if I can get to Anderson, I could beat him. It's just getting to him is the problem. Here's the deal. It's a little bit different for me because John Jones was the guy that was the champion in my weight class when I got to the title. But it wasn't about the actual title fight. The title fight was the easiest part. It's getting there. It's getting there. Like, you think about, like, it reminds me of NCAA football. Like, it's not about the national championship game. It's about getting there. Can you get to that game? Yeah, if you're Illinois and you're looking at Ohio State, you're like, yeah, we got a chance versus Ohio State. But you got to beat Michigan. You got to beat Alabama. You got to beat Georgia. It's not about that one team. You got to beat all the really tough teams and be consistent and be perfect every single game so that you have the shot to beat the champion. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. If I could have just skipped a lot of the BS in the 10 or 15 real tough ones that it took to get to where I was at, I think I would have been more successful. But you take a lot of lumps on your way.
Is that the advantage that I don't think we give John Jones credit for having? Was that he didn't take a whole lot of wear and tear getting to the top.
No,
like he was that good.
Yeah, we took a lot. Most of us take a lot of lumps getting there. That's why you see like guys win the title, they win 2 or 3. Maybe they have 1, 2, maybe 3 title defenses, and they're cooked because it took us 10 years to get there.
Yeah.
You're swimming with sharks for 10 years. You're lucky if you get there with all your limbs. And then, and I'm not saying that the champion has an advantage over us, but listen, let's just call it what it is. Yeah, he's fighting the next best contender every single time he fights. There is some truth to that. But there is some truth to all of us that aren't champions, that are floating around the top 5, the top 8. We are just swinging hatchets at each other for years to get there. So we're swimming, like the champion sits up top, and then whoever raises their head above the rest, they pluck him out and say, okay, you got to fight that guy. What do you think that guy got? What do you think he had to go through to get his head to pop above everyone else's? Does it happen sometimes where you get like Ilya Taporia, who's just absolutely special, and he kind of just walks through people all the way through the title? Of course, you're going to see people like that. Think about Yuri Prohaska. Think about his journey. Yeah. What is that guy? Look at what he's been through to find himself now in another title shot. He had to fight Rakic, which was an absolute barn burner that he didn't come out of whole. He had to fight Khalil Roundtree, where he had to get a late finish because he didn't come out of that one whole. He was in that insane fight with Jamal Hill where he didn't come out of whole. Like, we're swimming with sharks, and we're all about the same level, and it's all about trying to figure out whose game plan is going to work and who's having the better day. And we're just taking pieces of each other with us. So by the time we get to a title, we're not anywhere close to whole. So you're not always getting the best version of the fighter when you see him in a title shot. You're just getting whatever we were able to scrape up and bring.
Well, I think this is the beginning of the turn because, I mean, for Pereira, that was a part of it, right? Let me find my way through, right? You're not paying attention to me. You're paying attention to the style bender, and you're training accordingly. And then you get your shot. You got to go through 40 other people, and then
and Pereira's he was a recipient of some favorable matchmaking because Izzy had cleared out the division.
Yep.
And he got a little bit fast tracked, so he didn't have to take on the wear and tear and the battles that the rest of us did, which is fine. Listen, dude's a decorated multiple time world champion now, so I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying he got a different path than the rest of us did.
Does he become the world heavyweight champion?
Probably.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll take a break. We'll talk about that again. We got to talk about your buddy Michael. We got to talk about Pereira. We got to talk about the White House. There's still so much to talk about, and we apologize in advance because we never get to everything we want to talk about with Anthony Lionheart Smith. But we're going to try when we come back to Lionheart Live.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, showers likely this afternoon, otherwise cloudy and breezy, the high around 51. Tonight, showers likely, the low around 44. And tomorrow, showers likely in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy, the high near 62. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Culture and Coffee with Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys is back this Friday, April 3rd, featuring members from UNL's Theta Chi fraternity to discuss their car smash philanthropy. Stop by this Friday between 5 and 8 p.m. as we turn the ticket into a skate park. That's right, a skate park, and also highlight the car smash philanthropy with Theta Chi. Again, that's 5 to 8 p.m. this Friday, April 3rd, for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a Vintage Market Plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you won't want to miss, sponsored by Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Be sure to check out the all-new Fizzy Cuts. Fizzy Cuts helps to build and protect lean muscle while reducing body fat. Fizzy Cuts is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Fizzy Cuts can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For more info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And electrical.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppell. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0% or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at coppellcars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SauterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Time to go back into the lion's den. This is Lionheart Live with your host, Anthony Smith.
Lionheart Live. Anthony Lionheart Smith on the stream. A spectacular UFC fight night. Finishes up and down the card, and the judges had an interesting night too. Shout out to my boy, the monster, Kyle Nelson. He had a tough night against Terrence McKinney. Said he should have started wrestling earlier. I was like, bro, he didn't give you much time. Love you. He didn't give you much time at all. We're gonna have him on. He wants to come on to this version. He wants to come on with us from Canada and chop it up. I said absolutely, and the same for Drew Dober. So we're working on getting you in studio and them on the stream. We can start going in that direction. Case's performance. One, it's got to mean the world to finish at home. And to finish a career, you're on a run.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Not many fighters finish on a win streak like he did. Even if on purpose, right? But think about this though, that if you're beating Ferguson at the later stages, Griffin, McGee, and Nico Price, you still have to feel pretty good about the level of what you went out against and the fact that you still got the job done.
Yeah, wins are wins, bro. In the UFC, every single one of them means something. So he deserves to be proud of that.
And then in that, who is he in the sport? Who is Michael Chiesa in the sport?
See, that's a tougher question. He's obviously a veteran. He's, one of the tougher guys in the division. Incredible grappler, incredible wrestler. Wasn't able to ever get to a title shot, but he got close.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's just the epitome of just someone who grinded, and just outworked everybody and was able to stay at the top of his game doing it. I think he outkicked his coverage for sure. And this isn't meant to be mean or disrespectful. He wasn't a fantastic striker, but he was able to do a lot of things, even in modern MMA, with a very limited skill set.
Yeah, to go through and to know who you are, right? And I think that's the thing. Maybe one of the things that he maximized talent and skill.
Yeah, he knows what he was good at, and he didn't get outside of himself for sure.
Right. So that in that space and the value of it, but it's also the thing. What is the duration? And it depends on the fighter. I know. But what is the duration? There's what's the time frame for getting into the UFC? What's ideal? Getting into the UFC, getting established in the UFC, becoming a contender in the UFC, becoming a champion in the UFC, and then the inevitable imminent decline and exit from the UFC.
What's ideal or what's average?
What's average?
The average UFC fight time is 2.5 fights. Wow. It's the average UFC career.
Wow. That's a lot of suffering for 2.5 fights.
Yeah. The average UFC career lasts 2.5 fights,
and that's probably 2.5 years.
2, yeah, maybe.
So it's
some people do that in 8 months.
Is that the same since the Dana White Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter? How has that impacted it?
Well, at the beginning, I think it made it worse because not all those guys were ready that were getting signed. But now the guys and girls that are coming through the Contender Series are pretty much turnkey ready. So I think that it's probably I bet if they redid that average now, it'd probably be a little higher. Maybe it'd be 3.5 fights.
Mm-hmm.
Because the guys and girls coming out of the Contender Series are pretty ready to compete in the UFC right away. At the beginning, you had to slow roll them because they weren't necessarily ready to be there.
And is the competition, the other fight leagues, etc., is that meant? Should that be minor league development, or should that be the hanger-on, still valuable as an asset and a name and a brand, still can put on a good fight? What is your thought on that?
Of the other organizations?
Yes.
Well, there's another level. If you look at like PFL, Bellator, Octagon, Cage Warriors, like there's some super competitive guys there that can be competitive in the UFC. The rest of them are going to be like developmental leagues where they're going to have to fight their way through those organizations. And if they do well, win a title there, then they'll get an opportunity to fight in the UFC. So you do need them. But I think anytime there's competition with the UFC, it's good for everybody.
Is that organized in a sense? Because it would seem to me like Dana would be the person who would set up a development league in full, like officially a UFC development league.
He did. It's called the Contender Series.
That's what that is.
It's just a Dana's own regional show.
Is there more of that?
Is there more of like those type of shows?
More if you expanded the Contender Series.
Oh, he doesn't want the lights in the pony show. He doesn't want the dog and pony show. He just wants the raw fights, which is why I love the Contender Series. They don't get music on their walkouts. There's no they walk to nothing, come out and they fight. That's it.
That makes sense. The Performance Center, take people behind the scenes. What is the UFC Performance Center? Why is it so important?
Yeah, so the UFC Performance Institute's this couple $100 million facility that's state of the art in any way that you can imagine. It's in terms of their strength and conditioning program. They have, think of the nicest strength and conditioning facility that you can imagine. That's what the UFC Performance Institute looks like. And it's all geared with science and technology. And it's just insane. And then connected to that is the UFC Performance Institute physical therapy. So the director of PT, her name is Heather Linden. She's an absolute monster in terms of recovery and getting you healed from surgeries and all of that stuff. So then there's a state-of-the-art PT facility inside of it. And then there's state-of-the-art like recovery. So there's cold plunges and those water treadmills, and there's saunas, and there's hot tubs, and there's these like Zen rooms where you can get in these little sleep pods and take a nap. And there's a full cafeteria that just has amazing food in it. And all of that stuff is available to people under UFC contracts for free.
So folks can come there. Again, there's the struggle, right? The financial struggle, especially in early developments. But so folks can go there and eat if they're training.
Oh yeah.
I would think that makes sense. And why is that? Why folks are moving more towards Vegas to have access to this?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, that would make sense to be seen.
Yeah, well, and it's everything's right there for you, and it's 100% free. You just go there, you show up, you can get PT in before or after your practices. There's 2 levels of training facilities and mat spaces and bags. There's a ring, there's 2 boxing rings, there's a full octagon. I mean, I guess I forgot to mention that stuff. There's an entire training facility upstairs.
So it is its own, like the
You ever been there?
the WWE has its performance center.
Yeah.
The UFC has its own institute.
Have you ever been there?
Yeah. Oh, remember we watched a couple of events there.
Oh yeah. Well, no, that was at the Apex.
Apex. That was at Apex. Not
The Performance Institute's the one across the street. It's even bigger.
How about this? Do they give you the freedom to go in and do a tour? Even then, could you do like a video? Hey, here's what this is.
For sure.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be really cool. And one of these trips to Vegas, we need to take Bach out there and let him experience this.
We got to.
I think it'll change.
He can bring his baby.
Yeah, it'll change his whole world.
I need to get a video and we'll have to post it.
Yeah, I think that would be special. I think that's a really good thing along the way. I'll ask you this, and we'll close with it in the next segment, but I'll set the table in that. In the early portions of a fighter's career, pre-UFC and then getting to the UFC, you never make as much money at the beginning as you do at the end, so it's a different experience. But injuries still happen. I'll ask you to give this answer when we come back from break. How do fighters handle injuries and surgeries in the early phases of their career? We'll get an answer from Anthony. Let him break it down for us because I know it's a real issue. We'll talk about this when we come back to Lionheart Live.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppo Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppo. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at copplecars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers likely this afternoon, otherwise cloudy and breezy. The high around 51. Tonight, showers likely, the low around 44. And tomorrow, showers likely in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and breezy. The high near 62. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Now's the time to schedule your air conditioner service check with Bryant. Make sure it's ready to keep you cool and comfortable when you really need it. Call Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. MMA is back this Saturday with VFL 6 Spring Session at the Complex. Lincoln's best amateur and professional MMA fighters will display their best performances, headlined by a welterweight bout between Trayson Havel and Ezra Dozier. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can also get pay-per-view streaming. Enjoy the atmosphere and festivities, which are second to none. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday, April 4th for VFL 6 at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Be sure to check out the all-new Fizzy Cuts. Fizzy Cuts helps to build and protect lean muscle while reducing body fat. Fizzy Cuts is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Fizzy Cuts can only be found at Nutrition Authority. For more info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Time to go back into the Lion's Den. This is Lionheart Live with your host, Anthony Smith.
We thank you for hanging out with us for 2 hours. Bach in the Black Shirt on a Wednesday. Is Euler in the building? Bach?
Yeah, he'll be coming.
Window World Wednesday with Bach in the Black Shirt, Todd Euler, national champions all up in the space. Lionheart, it's been good, as I always apologize. There's a zero chance of us getting through everything we want to get through in the course of 2 hours once a week. We'll figure that out. Handling the early portion of a career is important. And decisions made that, injuries still happen, whether you're, matter of fact, I think more injuries happen early in the career than as the veteran. Veterans, you're smarter about what you do to your body and how you do it. How do young fighters, early inexperienced fighters, handle surgeries, injuries, and the financial burdens that go with that?
You want the truth or a lie?
It's your story, bro. Tell it.
No, I'll tell you the truth. Here, I'd say 80% of the time, what will happen is it's usually an injury that you might be able to fight through. So if you could deal with it. But all the shows now are, because they're all sanctioned by athletic commissions, are required to carry health insurance. So what happens is you got a hurt hand. You're going to have to fight anyways because you need the money probably. You're going to have to fight. Oh, look at that. I hurt my hand in this fight. That's how it gets taken care of a lot of times. You just got to grin and bear it until you can get to the fight. And then typically fighters will say it happened in the fight. And a lot of times promoters know that that's BS, but that's kind of how everyone takes care of everyone else. And then hopefully, I mean, if you're lucky, maybe you've got a job that's got some health insurance and then you just deal with it that way. But I would say vast majority of it, you end up, unless it's a catastrophic injury, typically it happened in the fight. Allegedly.
But yeah, that like it's all the air quotes that you can possibly put together in one conversation, because we also know that carrying injury into fights and not disclosing said injuries is a distruth and affects the integrity in betting and all the other things, correct?
No, because we don't get asked anymore. See, that's a football thing nowadays. They don't ask us anymore. The doctors do, but it's not for betting reasons. Yeah, they don't ask us anymore.
The tracking along the way, man. It's thinking what the evolution of the business.
Yeah, they don't ask us anymore. because it's unfair to disclose it. Because then your opponents know.
Yeah, and we know that we're hiding injuries and hiding flaws and all the things. I mean, it's part of the deal. But yeah, the whole betting. This is why I try to tell people: if you're betting, man, good luck.
Good luck, because you don't know when you're talking about fighters, you don't know what you're getting.
You are throwing your money out the window.
Mm-hmm.
You're just
Good
trying
luck.
to do it. We'll skip forward the Apex card. 327 has a banger at the headline, and Hiri and Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
Give the elevator pitch for why this particular light heavyweight bout should be a banger.
Well, if we start, I'll start with Yuri Prohaska. If you want to talk about a guy that absolutely is the epitome of someone who sets the octagon on fire and waits to see if you're going to step out of it before he will.
Yeah.
It's this guy. He'll never step out of the fire. He's absolutely insane. The pressure and the pace and the speed that he fights at and the mentality that he has is different. He just creates chaos and he's super comfortable there. He doesn't do well in slow, methodical fights. The only person he's been beaten by in the last 10 years is Alex Pereira twice, because Alex fights at that very methodical, very systematic, very calculated pace. And that's not Yuri's style. He has to have a bunch of chaos and a mess happening the whole time. And if you don't put him all the way out, he is going to walk you down as long as you're in there. And he just wears people out with his pressure. Now, Carlos Ulberg is a different type of athlete. He's a sniper. He's long, he's rangy. He probably walks at 240, 235, super long. He's like 6'5". He's got like 80-inch reach, and he's an absolute sight. He's an assassin. He's a sniper. He fights from the outside really well. He's got great takedown defense, but when he throws, it is with bad intentions, and they're absolute lasers. If he connects, he will put you out. And that's the fun part, because Yuri's going to get hit a lot. Can he stay awake long enough to put the pressure on and gas him and wear him out with that pressure? I don't know. We're going to find out. But I promise you that bell is going to ring and Yuri Prohaska is going to create absolute chaos. And I don't know that Carlos Ulberg is prepared or capable of dealing with that type of pressure.
Why am I mad that there's not a Pereira Ulberg fight on the schedule?
Well, because Pereira's not a light heavyweight anymore.
Not anymore, but that's why I'm bothered. Like
I think that Pereira would probably walk down Ulberg because they have similar styles.
Right.
One of them's just better than the other one.
Okay. And then this was the other thing before we get out of here. Here's what happens, and you start to catch. If you're going to put Holland and Brown in a banger, is this the right card for it? Is this the right place in the card for it?
Oh, you can put that fight in. You can put that fight in my front yard right now, and I'll pay to watch it.
Right.
You can put that anywhere. Maybe you wasted it on a big card. Maybe that could main event anywhere.
Right. Because the fight before that, 2 fights before that, Kevin Gastelum's fighting.
Who's he fighting?
Vicente Luque.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Right. And then Suarez and Lupe.
Yeah, that's a good fight. There's a bunch of good fights on that card.
And all those are prelim fights.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So for those folks, run on over to Paramount and get your
get your subscription, my folks.
Get your
subscribe. And while you're at it, go ahead and head over to the Anthony Smith YouTube channel and subscribe to that too.
Yeah, please do subscribe to Anthony Smith on YouTube. And then Anthony, how can folks see the bare knuckle event coming up?
Okay, well, first you guys are gonna have to go to my Instagram and you're gonna have to follow me. That's not a shameless Instagram plug. I won't have the link yet, but it is free. It is free on Masvidal's YouTube, I believe. I believe it's Masvidal's. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be streaming for free on YouTube. So you don't have to pirate it. You don't have to search and find it. You don't have to download any new app. If you just go follow me on Instagram, and as soon as I know, I will post the link for you guys to be able to watch it.
All right, kind sir, go get a dub, and we will see you here in studio in 2 weeks.
My man. All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Get it done. Don't go anywhere. Bach in the black shirt. Winter World Wednesday. Todd Euler, the national champion, joins the boys, and we'll take you all the way up 3:00 here on 93.7 The Ticket.
seems like just the other day, I was building my first house.